We are in an unbelievable place, a combination of people and a piece of ground that is so rich in history.
It is the heartbeat and the soul of Augusta National Golf Club.
For us golfers, this is our Mecca.
This understated, venerable old house overlooking golf's most serene landscape.
You walk in the gates here, and they say, "Welcome to the Masters." All of a sudden, you get a smile on your face.
Where the past, present, and future are all honored.
It's a lot of fun going upstairs in the clubhouse and going in the locker room, and it's been a pretty special experience. Wearing the green jacket on property is pretty hard to describe. It's one of the few times where it really feels real. I didn't just dream it up in my head.
And history is remembered forever.
I shall never forget my first visit, which is now the Augusta National. The house with its cupola and walls of masonry was charming. It seemed that this land had been lying here for years, waiting for someone to lay a golf course upon it.
It is as much a museum as it is a clubhouse, a shrine to a tournament, its players, and to those who brought it all here. Where champions have a place all their own, as do those just beginning their own journeys in the game. With the old house serving as a sentry, standing guard through the years.
It absolutely exemplifies Bobby Jones's character. It is unostentatious. It is unblingy. It is look at me, I'm fantastic. It is understated, extravagant and wonderful, but done with great decorum.
Built in 1854 by Dennis Redmond as his personal residence, the house had 14 rooms and walls 18 inches thick. Charles Pierce wrote in his book A Golf Story that the house had a degree of fame in the area for the stately simplicity of its architecture and the historical significance of having been the first house in the South to be constructed of concrete.
You just think about where you are. I'm in the clubhouse here. I imagine there's more elegant, more overdone places, but it just looks and feels like, yeah, this is what it's supposed to be.
From the front veranda, there is a lovely view of Magnolia Lane and Founders Circle, which pays tribute to Masters Tournament co-founders Bobby Jones and Clifford Roberts. On the opposite side, the clubhouse provides sweeping views of the iconic big oak tree and its beautiful wisteria vine, which is believed to be the first in the United States. Beyond that, a seemingly endless sea of green. On the inside, the permanent Masters trophy and an oil painting by President and Augusta National member Dwight D. Eisenhower are some of the golf treasures that fill the rooms. A desk once used by the president can be found on the second floor in the library, as well as bookshelves and display cabinets devoted to Jones, Roberts, and Eisenhower.
I walk into some of those rooms and I think, gosh, I'd love to just get the paper and sit down here and have a quiet sleep or 15 minutes reading one of these books. It's so homely.
It embraces its history and its past and its who came before and what happened before it. And yeah, you look over and you see parts of the history of golf just sort of on the wall.
If these walls could talk, oh, the stories they would tell. So many greats have walked in these doors, up these stairs, and through these hallways.
You get the sense of history right away with the circular stairwell, with the porches, crow's nest. A lot of people don't know that the walkway up to the crow's nest is right beside the champion's locker room door. If I'm an amateur here, you say, oh man, I'm this close. What do I have to do to go from sleeping in these beds upstairs to walking in that locker room? You get a real sense of the history, but also your possibilities.
Beyond all the adulation that comes with winning the Masters, perhaps the greatest reward is entrance into one of the most exclusive clubs in the world, only open to those who have won a green jacket. Adjacent to the library sits the Masters Club Room, more commonly referred to as the Champions Locker Room. The modest room holds 34 oak lockers with brass nameplates adorned with the names of every Masters champion.
This is pretty cool.
The lockers, shared by players from all generations, surround simple card tables, along with a display case honoring the tournament's defending champion.
Coming into a room where, the greatest players of all time have all been and sat and had breakfast, changed their shoes. To be a part of that is special.
It's so unique to be a part of these very prestigious and difficult clubs to join.
On the eve of the tournament, the most exclusive club in golf, the men who have won the Masters Championship, enjoy their annual banquet.
On Tuesday evening of Masters Week, every year since the tradition started in 1952, the clubhouse plays host to the Champions Dinner. Open only to Masters champions and the Augusta National chairman. This annual celebration is the definition of invitation only.
The history and going back in time to hear the stories, you're going back 60 and 70 years of guys playing. There's no other tournaments like that. And so for me, being a part of the champions history of it is and always will be something that has been very special.
Sitting at the head of the table, and you look down this one big long table, and both sides of the table just lined with the most amazing champions that have ever played the game.
We would all love just one time to just sit in the corner during that champions dinner and imagine what that must be like. Pretty select company there.
The defending champion gets to choose the menu, and the meal is typically a representation of their own identity and culture, served to an intimidating array of special guests.
Oh boy, there's been some good ones.
We've had a fair bit of variety over the years.
I served elk as the main course. We had salmon from the Pacific, and we had Canadian beers and wines.
Sergio served up paella. I kind of went with what the guys are going to like to enjoy the evening. Steak, and I served my mum's dessert that I've eaten since I was a kid, and good wine. Steak and good wine is a big hit in that room.
Hideki's menu a couple of years ago was so great. We had some great Kobe steak. The sushi was just phenomenal. That's been my favorite meal.
It was pretty tough following up Hideki's meal. Mine was, I think, more of just like a backyard barbecue type of vibe. The tortilla soup was a little bit spicy for some of the older guys around the table. Outside of that, I think it was pretty well received.
Being able to share that evening with all these great champions, as one of them, is so special.
Just a few steps away, but a world away from the champions' locker room, is the Crow's Nest. Up a steep hidden set of stairs, on the third floor of the clubhouse sits an enduring tribute to the amateurs of the game.
The Crow's Nest is like a little dormitory up in the top of this clubhouse here. It's history.
While parts of the club have evolved over the years, the Crow's Nest remains largely unaltered, forever standing as the highest point on the property.
One of my favorite pictures of Bob Jones. And you can see this is the cupola of the clubhouse up in the top here, and the beautiful light coming through. And this is where we are, right up here, right underneath these chimneys.
Admittance to the Crow's Nest during Masters Week is a special privilege, reserved for amateurs, and illustrates the reverence held by both the tournament and the club for this small group, a testament to club co-founder Bobby Jones, the greatest amateur in the game's history.
The whole day was so funny. I stood up there, I was breathless on the first tee. I could hardly breathe.
With room to sleep 5, complete with a bathroom and shower, it's another endearing part of Masters lore.
You can just see these are partitioned off. Just small beds, but very, very comfortable. The bedspreads to me it's like what you'd see in your grandmother's house. They're wonderful.
Several players have stayed in the Crow's Nest as amateurs and later gone on to win the tournament as professionals. The list includes Jack Nicklaus, Tommy Aaron, Tom Watson, Ben Crenshaw, Craig Stadler, Mark O'Meara, Phil Mickelson, and Tiger Woods.
Things here at the club it's very tasteful. They're mindful of the past. You feel that.
When I came here, they had the old building up there, which was a residence. We changed our shoes upstairs and downstairs. You were falling over each other. And now they've added on to the old clubhouse with all the new structures and whatnot.
As is often the case at Augusta National Golf Club, history awaits around every corner. The clubhouse and the surrounding buildings that have sprung up throughout the years each have layers of stories to them, each one with a purpose, each one with a past. The trophy room, located to the right of the main entrance to the clubhouse on the golf course side, includes some of golf's most important artifacts. Bobby Jones' famous Calamity Jane putter, as well as his clubs from 1930, the year he won the Grand Slam, alongside Gene Sarazen's 4-wood, and the golf ball used to hold a double eagle at number 15 in 1935, the shot heard round the world. The grill room, with views of the first fairway, has a display of clubs that includes the wedge Larry Mize used for his winning chip in 1987. The driver Tiger Woods used in 1997. And the wedge Bubba Watson used out of the trees in a playoff in 2012 to help win his first Masters.
Oh, what a shot! Absolutely incredible.
It's one of those places that no matter what you think you know about it or what you expect, it still overwhelms you.
We're back in the Butler cabin getting ready now for the Green Jacket presentation.
There are the cabins on the grounds of Augusta National Golf Club, including the well-known Butler Cabin, where each year since 1965, the Green Jacket has been presented to the winner for the enjoyment of the audience watching at home.
Congratulations. This feels nice. Yes, sir.
And is often a place where the accomplishment on the course begins to set in.
All I keep reading in the papers is you just don't win the Masters at age 46. And by gosh, I think they're wrong.
The Eisenhower cabin was built in 1953 by the club for President and Mrs. Eisenhower.
President and Mrs. Eisenhower arrive in Augusta, Georgia, his favorite golfing retreat, for a short vacation.
The president, prior to his death in 1969, visited Augusta National 45 times, 5 before becoming president, 29 while in office, and 11 after his last term as commander-in-chief. Even the clubhouse terrace and the beloved oak tree that both sit directly behind the clubhouse have their own aura and history.
Just being up under the tree there and you suddenly see there's Tom Watson wandering around, or oh, there's Craig Stadler in his green jacket, there's Jack. You don't necessarily get that other places, but it's cherished here.
Everything at Augusta National and the Masters Tournament seems to revolve around the clubhouse. And ever since Bobby Jones first walked behind it and proclaimed that the surrounding hills were seemingly destined for a golf course, the building has served as a beacon for the game. So, it should come as no surprise that the trophy given to the Masters champion after putting on his green jacket is an exact replica of the clubhouse. And the permanent one, made from 900 pieces of silver. It rests inside for all guests to see.
The Masters has become what it is today with consistency and tradition. that really resonates through golf and then out into the world and sets the benchmark for our sport.